Welcome to the course Material Design. The task today is Interactive Materials in Language Learning, designing activities for development of listening and speaking skills by Juan Ramón Esteban. A resource presentation. This virtual learning object shows some tips to develop listening and speaking skills in face-to-face and virtual environment. You can practice in it teaching and learning process of a foreign language. Resource objectives. First, to recognize some types of activities to develop listening and speaking skills in face-to-face and virtual environments in a foreign language classroom. Second, to reflect on the importance of the designing listening and speaking materials for face-to-face and online environments. Listening materials. For face-to-face environment, we can do some activities like listening to a conversation, like textbooks, radio, broadcasts, quiz, speakers, or listening teachers' prompts, podcasts, and recorded audio. Other activity listening to a broadcast. We can use radio, televisions, and the news. Other activity listening to poems or songs. We can use poems and songs, maybe live. Listening to an audio recorded, like podcast and recorded audio. Other activity listening up to a presentations, podcasts and recorded audio. And other activity listening to stories. We can use books or CDs. These activities are in the face-to-face environment. We can do the same activities in virtual environment with other elements that we can use. For example, when we are listening to a conversation, we can use CD player with audio site and audio conference. Listen to teachers' prompts, we can use podcasts and recorded audio. Listen to a broadcast, we can use the web radio or podcast. Listen to poem song, we can use CD, web eyes or podcast. Listen to an audio recorded, we can use podcast or web audio sites. Listen to a presentation. The presentation can be in software or video audio conference. Listening to stories. We can use the websites and podcasts. This is to improve the listening skills in our students. Now speaking materials in face-to-face environment. The first is the dialogue reconstructions. In the dialogue reconstruction here, you can do a presentation of short authentic dialogue in learning English with transcripts to follow or discussion to transcript. Concrete personal question. When we are talking about concrete personal questions, it is often useful to begin with concrete personal questions. For example, if we are talking about the nature, we can be more specific with question. What is Iceland? Where is the beach? etc. Other is use a stimulus. In this case, we can be used to generate both ideas and specific vocabulary, phrases, and grammar. Example, we can use video, reading, listening, test, or photo. Compression questions for the test can be designed to drown out the key ideas. Now the model activity. In the model activity, if you have a paid activity, you can introduce it by performing feats, it with a student in front of the class or asking two of the stronger students to perform it for the class. It's very important to reflect the example first after to start the activity. Time to practice. When talking about time to practice, every single student have the opportunity to practice in the activity pronunciation. Not only the teacher speaking, it is the important participation of the group. Experience, experience, opinions, likes and dislikes. This can be provided by information gap activities where learners need to share information to complete the activity. In every class, learners may have different experience, opinions, likes, and dislikes, which they can share. Learning experience and opinions are a rich resource for speaking activities, which we need to exploit and develop. Problem-solving activities, role plays, and group debate. We need activities which require learners to speak, listen and respond, and to fight for a turn in the conversation. Problem-solving activities, role plays, and the group debates can encourage this kind of interaction. And the last activity is informal conversation in page review. There is a place for speaking activities which require imagination in the class. It is very important the creativity of the the actors in the class. For example, we can practice an interview for the someone important in our context. In virtual environments, we can use some videos, role play, storytelling, audio recording, practice sessions, comics, and songs. In virtual environment, it's very important the internet connection. If we have it, we can do every kind of activity to improve the English language in a classroom using technology like websites, apps, software, and conference. Conclusions. Speaking skill is an activity and a complex mental process necessary for the development of attitudes and basic competence in the students. Listening skills is an interactive process in which information is transferred through sound units whose purpose is to interpret a communicative purpose. One of the important criteria for development oral expression is the confidence to develop in the students and awaken interest and motivation to participate in oral presentation. The development of the listening activity uses different skills such as grammatical, discursive, sociolinguistic, and strategies. Reference. This is the reference that you can find more information about listening and speaking material. Thank you so much.